Listen, doing something that sucks every day has a psychological effect because you're going to have a day that sucks, you're going to have a day that really sucks, and then you're going to have a day where it absolutely sucks. But when you do something that sucks every single day, those days that really suck, those days that are completely horrible, you're still going to get what needs to be done regardless of how you feel because you're just used to it.
Ain't nothing wrong with you, just remember you're special. Feeling hopeless and alone, just remember there's always God there to be there to help you. Put in effort, make mistakes, no one on this earth is perfect. Trial and tribulations both in life are guaranteed, but in the end it's all worth it. I'm hoping and I'm praying. This is something relatable and the words are beneficial when someone out there can understand what I'm saying. Mind, muscle, motivation. Let's stop playing. Share it with the nation.
What they do though, you know what time it is. It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Like, subscribe, share. Look, this channel is just about getting better, trying to think about different suggestions, different ideas to apply to your life, to where you can live it right, and to where you can live your best life every single day. And hopefully this channel is for you. Today, I wanted to talk about doing something that sucks every single day. Because like I said before, it has a psychological effect. I believe in it. And without even really knowing, I do it every single day. Because who wouldn't want to just have a day to where you're able to lay in bed all morning and just relax? Who wouldn't want that, at least every once in a while? Who wouldn't? But does everybody get to have it? No. But the people that have it every single day, when they have their days that absolutely suck, they don't know how to go about it. I mean, they might be pulling their hairs out every single day because it's just not what they're used to. But like I said, when you have those days, when you have to wake up every single morning, 3, 2 o'clock, the single parents out there every single day that really don't get any breaks, that don't have help from the grandparents, they're some of the strongest people. I'm telling you, the amount of respect I have for single parents, the amount of respect I have for women has raised to an elevation that far outweighs any amount of struggle that I thought I had before. Let me tell you something. When I used to see single moms out there, first and foremost, I want to apologize because I used to bash, oh my gosh, I used to bash single parents, single females so much because these are the things I used to say. Nobody told them to open up their leg. Oh, I used to say nobody told them to open up their legs to that dude, to that person. I don't feel sorry for that female who has all those kids. Listen, respect and apologies. I have to. Because again, y'all are the most, not some, the most strongest people on this earth. It's not no physical strength. It is emotional. It is mental. It is spiritual. And single parents, it's not just single moms. There's single dads out there too, but single parents, every day, there is a struggle that you have to experience. Waking up, going to work, having to be away from your child, trying to go to work, trying to have somebody keep your child. Oh my gosh, the bills that only you can pay. Lord have mercy. Doing something that sucks every single day for y'all, that is life. Goodness, that's life. And just from my experience, I'm not a single parent, but just from the time alone that I have to watch my child, I'm not the strongest I'm not the strongest person anyway, emotionally. I think I'm probably one of the weakest. I can sit here and say that. But when you have to have a day, every single day, to where you have to embrace the suck emotionally, I never knew about emotional strength. So every single day when you have to go about it where you have to have an emotional strength, I just, and again, every single day, that is some of the most strongest of strengths that I could ever start praying for, because now I pray for it every single day where you have to experience emotional struggle. That I think that is what puts gray in your hair. I'm telling you, I believe it. It goes hand in hand with stress and worry, but I think when you have to experience emotional defeat, or where you have to experience emotional struggle every single day, I think that's where you build your strongest of strengths. And yes, I'm ashamed to say I used to think it was physical. I did, but I don't anymore. Because even though I still work out every single day, and even though I still believe strong mind, strong body, when I'm working out, I think about my weaknesses. I think about the fact that I do not have the strongest strength when it comes to emotional strength. But since I struggle with it every single day, I embrace it now. I can't believe I'm sitting here saying that, but I do. I embrace the fact that I struggle with emotional strength every single day. And yes, my son, my son is the reason why I'm able to realize that I need to get stronger when it comes to emotional strength. He just is. And I thank God for that. Because again, I am a person who bases his life off improvement, off of progress. And I realize that what is success without failure? And because I fail with emotional strength every single day, I'm gradually getting better because I'm able to realize the different areas where I struggle emotionally. Patience, understanding, and the tolerance. Let me tell you, I prayed for that, and I regret praying for that because God is giving me exactly what I asked for. And I don't think I've ever experienced a prayer so realized ever before in my life. And what I mean by that is that I know that we can understand our blessings, when we earn it and when we pray for it. But I'm talking about literally. I prayed for patience, understanding, and tolerance. And when it comes to my son, you have to have patience, tolerance, and understanding because every day he has his tantrums. And every day I have to ask myself, okay, how patient can you be? How much tolerance can you have when he's screaming his head off? And how much understanding can you have when you realize that, you know, um, your actions, mine, his mom, his grandparents, we are all the cause of him feeling entitled to get everything that he wants. So, do you have the amount of understanding to realize that? And do you have the patience with yourself to understand that? And do you have the tolerance? Do you have the tolerance when he's screaming and yelling to try to calm him down and to try to get him, relaxed without you screaming, without me, spanking him and doing the things that only make it worse? I prayed for that. God gave me it. So, doing something that sucks every single day, that is my suck every single day because not only do I have to have it with him, I have to have it with myself. And I think I have to have it with myself first because it's something that I have to have with him. And it's something I have to have with myself first in order to have it with him. And because I have to have it with myself and him, I have to have it with everybody. Everybody. You know how hard it is to have patience, tolerance, and understanding with other people too? It's hard enough with a 3-year-old child. and then with myself, but with other people too. See, this is how I know that I have God's favor. And I'm not trying to get off subject, but okay, first I have God's favor because He gave me what I asked for. And I don't ask God for much other than doing what He wants me to do with my life. And that's a very scary prayer. I've mentioned it before, but I'll speak on that another day and time. But I have God's favor because He gave me exactly what I asked for. I have God's favor because He gives me struggles every single day. And He knows that I base my life off of progress and off of getting better. And He knows that in order to have a better life, in order to become solid of a man as I want to be, I have to have struggle. And I have struggle every single day. I don't have any break from it. I'm telling you, I do not. Do I complain? Absolutely. I'm not going to lie. And if I did, I will only be lying to myself. But the people that are around me every single day, they know. So why am I going to sit here and lie to you? Even though you may never meet me a day in your life. So do I complain about it? Yep. Do I have the woe is me mentality every once in a while? I sure do. But as I mentioned it before, when I realize that I'm in that pit, I crawl out of it as quickly as I possibly can. And then I have my days where I thank God for those struggles because, again, that's how I'm going to get better. And my progress and my getting better, it's not necessarily having more. Um, it's not necessarily more. It's just becoming. And I ask to become the man that God wants me to be. And what that is, I don't know. But since I pray that bold prayer, I have to face challenges every single day. So doing something that sucks every single day, that is a lifestyle. That's a lifestyle. But if you're a person who finds yourself saying, I wish I could have a break, just like myself, you need to bounce back from that very quickly and just realize that saying, I wish I had a break, I mean, everybody needs a break, but me saying it right now, just to build better context, it's kind of a victim mentality. And for me, when I say it, I sound weak. And I don't want to be a weak man. I don't want to be a weak person. And I have to say that, and I don't mind saying it because we're not talking about physicality. We're talking about internally. This isn't external. This is internal. And like, I'm already saying it, and I'm already realizing it. But the strongest people are the strongest ones internally. The weakest people are the ones who brag about it when it comes to external strength. I had to realize that. Um, Doing something that sucks every single day, it isn't going to the gym. It isn't necessarily going to work. Doing something that sucks every single day, being away from your child, going to work when you're tired, not getting any sleep, battling with temptation, battling with maybe your spouse, not being able to get any sleep. Like I said, single parents. Oh, golly, there's so much more, but it isn't what I thought it was. It isn't breaking yourself off physically. Nah, no. If anything, those are all things that people are capable of doing. But I'm telling you, when it comes to the emotional and the spiritual, uh, those are strengths that not a lot of people have. Those are areas to where people who are so attached to physical strength, those areas that I mentioned, to where I believe people are the strongest, people with physical strength, those people are seen as the weakest. So, yeah, I'm in that category because, like I said before, I am not ashamed to admit I don't have a lot of patience. I don't have a lot of emotional strength. I don't have a lot of tolerance. And again, I'm not saying that solely based on my son. I'm saying that because my son brought that out of me, and now I'm able to realize that. So even though I still have videos of me working out, people, you just don't understand. When I'm working out, I'm thinking about the lack of emotional strength I have. I'm thinking about the lack of patience I have. And I'm trying to do my best to dissect myself and see how I can get better in those areas. Because I'm telling you, those three areas where I lack, those three things I have a challenge with every single day. And I realize that as long as I'm being challenged with those things every single day, I'm able to keep building. I'm able to keep going up that ladder. And you do know that if you don't keep working on an area to where you're trying to get better, to where you're trying to improve, you can work on it for a month or two. But if you stop, you're going to go right back down. We have to realize that. If you don't keep working on yourself every single day, I'm talking about every single day. It makes me tired just saying it every single day. That's what you got to do. I'm telling you, that's what you got to do. You can have one day to where everything is going great. That one day can completely mess up the next day. That's talking about my own personal experience. Yes, it absolutely sucks. It sucks to have to sit here and realize that I gotta have something that sucks every single day to keep myself challenged, to keep myself humble, to keep myself just in that grit, to keep myself that warrior mentality inside. I have to have a challenge every single day. I have to have something that sucks every single day because the image that I see myself as, that's what I have to do in order to get there. Will I ever reach it? Maybe not. But that's okay because that's something that's going to keep me driven every single day. And am I saying you have to have something that sucks to keep you driven every single day? I think I am. I am. I think I am saying that. Because like I said, if you're a person who has everything going for you every single day, I just when you say I can only imagine, I literally I'm not able to imagine that to where everything is going smooth every single day. Nah, uh-uh. Because there's the bottom, there's in between, and then there's the high. I don't care how much success I have, how much progress I have. I always want to remain neutral. I always want to stay in between high and low. I always want to stay in between. I don't ever want to get too high. And as far as getting too low, I don't want to get all the way down. So it's either in the middle or just right below. That's where I want to stay. Because I don't know how I can mentally be all the way up here. I don't know how that feels. And I'm never going to know because I will never see myself such as. Because every single day I'm doing something that sucks. You see what I mean? So that's why I keep saying it and I will always say it. I will never envy anybody. I will never. I don't care how easy you have it. I will never envy you. Never say never. No, I can say that. Because first off, I don't have enough attention to pay to you to see you at your highest. Hell, I don't have enough energy to give to somebody who's at their lowest. And that sounds messed up, but it's just because I'm so focused on my own life. I keep saying it, but that's why, getting rid of all the other social media, it keeps you focused on your own life. And if you're watching this and you have a bunch of social media, I do encourage you to get rid of some of them. Don't have so much. Don't have so much. because you can base your life on yourself and you can really see what type of person you are and what makes you happy. And I'm telling you, people, do something that sucks every single day. You know, it builds that it kind of just it kind of just calluses your mind, you know, just like your feet. When you have calluses on your feet, that's really for protection, people. I know we want to scrape that thing off, but you need to have it there. You know what I'm saying? Having, like I said, with life, this is the analogy I'm gonna try to build as best as I can. Life, for the people who love feet, you gonna love this. Listen, imagine life as your feet. I know people love that smooth ass feet. They love it. You know, they love to get them toenails clipped and feet polished and have them things looking 100. But even though they have it looking like that, they still got to go back because your feet go through it, right? Just like with life. Your feet is going to experience all kinds of discomfort from your shoes and from you being on them every single day, just like with life. You still got to get up. You still got to, face challenges every single day. Life is going to happen to you every single day, just like with your feet. So just like you got to keep going back to get them toenails polished, to get them calluses off your feet, that's what you got to do with life. You got to go through the go through. Just like with your feet and just like with life, you got to keep going back. It's not something that's going to stay there. So when I mention the calluses, I'm talking about callousing your mind, your emotions with life. You know, keep the calluses there because it's going to help. It's going to be the protection that you need from life and its challenges, its trial and tribulations. Hopefully that makes sense. But I'm going off an image because I don't have the best looking feet. I have calluses on the side and underneath. That's nasty, but just bear with me. Stay with me through this. That calluses for me is protection because my feet look like that because I don't have the best feet. I'm on them every single day. Every single day. There's not one day where I'm not on my feet. I don't stay in bed all day. I don't stay in bed all morning. But that calluses I have from repeatedly doing things to my feet, also known as my life. And I'm not ashamed of having it because I know that I have that because I'm doing the suck every day. So the calluses on my feet, I'm building the calluses in my emotions, in my patience, in my tolerance, in my mentality. Somebody smart probably said, well, that's why you have seizures. Look, people, do something that sucks every single day, okay? The statement sounds pretty effed up, but I'm telling you, you do something that sucks every single day, you're going to become a little more solid, a little more tolerant, a little more patient with yourself, and that leads to having patience with someone else. And you're going to be more understanding because you're just going to realize that life is a challenge. It has to be a challenge because that's how it gets better. It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation, people. Mind, muscle, and the spirit. Motivation, y'all. Like, subscribe, share. I really hope you like this video. I'm really hoping that I'm making sense to somebody out there. And hopefully these suggestions you can apply to your life and get better every single day together forever. Let's build a community. Let's build a nation, people. It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation, connection, everything. Until next time, people, we out every day. Peace.